part of the national initiative Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which is aimed at identifying development challenges and evolving appropriate solutions for accelerating sustainable growth in rural areas. The theme of this event is redefining the paradigm of development. The sessions are being organized today, that is 24th January and 25th January, to address 5 identified areas: rural energy, water resources, livelihoods, waste management, and environment. So we are very pleased to share that we received 828 innovative ideas under 5 themes: 116 in energy, 118 in water resources, 208 in environment, 212 in waste management, and 117 innovative ideas under the theme of livelihoods. So a very overwhelming response that we have received. And today we'll have 3 sessions, and students will be presenting their innovative ideas, and they will be evaluated by a very distinguished panelist of jury. So with these words, I welcome you all once again to Global Village Conclave Gramodaya 2022. And now for the welcome address, I would like to invite our President, Mr. Kalpen Shukla. Mr. Shukla is BTech Chemical Engineering from IITD, batch 1984. He has his PGDM from IIMA, batch 86. He has worked with Johnson & Johnson, Unilever, Pidilite, British Gas, and he's been the member of very prestigious McKinsey Quarterly Online Global Executive Panel. A management consultant interested in creating social capital, he is associated with Thank You India Research Foundation. He is President IIMA Alumni Association and ex-director Vidya Vardhini Education Foundation. So with these words, I would like to request the President IIT Delhi Alumni Association, Mr. Shukla, to please present the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Gitanjali. That's a very warm introduction on a very cold day. Good morning, everyone. I am Kalpen Shukla, President of IIT Delhi Alumni Association. It's my pleasure to welcome all participants for this first of its kind, the Global Village Conclave, Gramodaya 2022, what literally means rural upliftment. IIT Delhi Alumni Association is organizing this event in association with Center for Rural Development and Technology, CRDT, and CSIR, National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research. We are thankful to both these prestigious institutions for their support, in particular for the events that we undertake to contribute towards Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, a national initiative of critical importance. We feel privileged to welcome Padma Shri Dr. Lalit Pandey, who is also a distinguished alumnus of IIT Delhi. He is director at Uttarakhand Environmental Education Center. Dr. Pandey has done pioneering work to promote apparently simple but groundbreaking local initiatives in rural landscape of Uttarakhand, and he has supported numerous community-based organizations. We also welcome our other eminent speakers of this inaugural session, Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay, National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and working in rural technology and development areas. He is closely associated with evaluation of Center for Rural Development and Technology on IIT Delhi campus, which he also headed previously. Professor PMV Subbarao, current head for Center for Rural Development and Technology on IIT Delhi. Dr. Ranjan Agarwal, Director, CSIR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies. I welcome all other jury members who will join us during different sessions over these 2 days event. We also welcome the selected applicants who will present their ideas to these jury members. Before we invite the dignitaries to share their thoughts, I shall briefly touch upon the theme of the event, that is, redefining the paradigm of development. The world has been struggling against a pandemic that has significantly disrupted almost every aspect of national economy and social life. The after effects of decreased economic activity and therefore reduced hopes for brighter future have visibly and perceptibly changed the parameters that we apply to normal daily life. The impact of last 2 years has been less on the urban and industrialized population. However, the same has been far more damaging in the rural areas where the livelihoods are threatened and survival is under stressful conditions. Therefore, it is imperative to pay immediate attention to the local issues and problems faced by the rural population. It is also equally important to find low-cost, practical solutions to mitigate the stress experienced by the society. This event aims to address 5 of the identified areas, namely rural energy, water resources, livelihood, waste management, and environment. The primary objective of initiating and conducting such a nationwide exercise is to encourage everyone to contribute ideas that they find relevant to upliftment of rural economy and life in general. IIT Delhi Alumni Association is also looking for tie-up with Atal Incubation Center, where we can mentor and nurture the feasible ideas. The association will also offer mentorship through engaging the senior alumni who have worked in the industry and who would have definite insights into some of these areas. In each category, the received ideas will be filtered and selected applicants will be invited to take these ideas forward with the help of the association and incubation centers, and over a period of time, possibly the investors who would love to support these ideas. So in a way, we are trying to create an ecosystem where startups are oriented towards rural economy and individuals who are keen to engage themselves in supporting such initiative will try to create a robust platform as we go forward. Even today, we propose to reward the winners for best ideas in each category and in a way make a very small beginning towards generating interest and excitement amongst not only the IITians but also non-IITians. I also believe that IIT Delhi Alumni Association can play a pivotal role by motivating its alumni to get involved in similar structured initiatives and handle local rural problems within these areas. And in this regard, we have decided to go ahead with each one uplift one initiative under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Unfortunately, because of the prevalent COVID conditions, no groundwork or fieldwork could be done, but we are very confident of taking it forward. And therefore, I see many opportunities to get associated with IIT Delhi Alumni Association. And I appeal to everyone, including non-IITians, to come forward and join us to further our mission. I once again welcome all the dignitaries and thank you all once again for attending the webinar. With best wishes from all of us, take care, stay safe. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Gitanjali. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Mr. Shukla, for your words. And now I would like to invite Professor Subba Rao, Head CRDT, IIT Delhi, for his introductory remarks. Professor Subba Rao was formerly Ray Hendrick Chair Professor at Mechanical Engineering Department, IIT Delhi. And he has a firm belief in the engineering education process, which has resulted in development of 15 different courses being taught by him, covering all the dimensions of thermal engineering. As a practitioner, he's been consulting and researching by bringing systematic design solutions from theory to solve industrial, defense, and rural problems. Based on above experience and satisfaction, he's moving towards teaching and researching in the area of pico-rural energy systems, which will enable a local society to develop their infrastructure without depending on large corporates or centralized institutions. His motto, Gram Swaraj through self-sufficiency of energy needs. So warm welcome, Professor Subba Rao, and kindly give your introductory address, please. Professor Rao?
Panel में नहीं है क्या?
Sir, he is in the panel. Panel में है, sir.
Maybe he is muted.
Dr. Gitanjali, in case if Professor Rao is joining later, we can go ahead with Professor Vijay and continue with the program. Okay, fine, yes. So, with great pleasure, I would like to invite now Professor V.K. Vijay, IREDA Chair Professor, Center for Rural Development and Technology, and National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan.
So as we all are aware, Professor Vijay is actively engaged in cutting-edge research in rural energy technologies for developing rural communities and has made a great contribution to the academia, industry, and society through research and education. His work on biogas technology, particularly biogas upgradation, is well recognized at the global level. He is also the national coordinator of two major national institutions of the country to help villages in their development and scientific utilization through Research Augmentation Sutra, prime products from indigenous cow. This is of the program of the Ministry of Science and Technology, which will help in reinstating the cow-based rural economy. He has more than 150 publications in journals and conferences, 7 books, and 1 lab manual to his credit. He has successfully developed and patented biogas enrichment and bottling for vehicular application and transferred it to the industries and field. He received Prakriti Bharati National Award in 2005 for science and technology application for developing biogas enrichment and bottling technology for rural sector, and has received several awards and is member of various societies. He also headed the Center for Rural Development and Technology, IIT Delhi, from 2015 to September 2019. And very dynamic professor, very interested in taking up such initiatives. He actually has been instrumental in having organized the Gramodaya 2020. So with these words, I welcome Professor V.K. Vijay.
Thank you, Geetanjali.
Ji.
And Geetanjali is our great student of the center. She did PhD from Center for Rural Development Technology and now holding the position of Treasurer, Alumni Association of IIT Delhi. Thank you very much. So today's program on Gramodaya, Global Village Conclave, and redefining that paradigm of development. तो इस कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि जो आज हम सबको इससे रिलेटेड बताएंगे कि वास्तव में डेवलपमेंट का मतलब क्या है और किस तरह से हमारे देश के लिए डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए। ललित पांडे जी आईआईटी के एलुमनस हैं, डिस्टिंग्विश्ड एलुमनाई अवार्डी हैं, एमआईटी से पीएचडी हैं, पद्मश्री अवार्डी हैं। तो उनसे बढ़िया इस विषय पे बात करने के लिए कोई अच्छा आदमी हो नहीं सकता। हमें लगता है कि हम सबको उनसे आज बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा। इस आईआईटी दिल्ली एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट कल्पेन शुक्ला जी, डॉक्टर रंजन अग्रवाल जो सीएसआईआर नेस्टेड जो अब निष्पर हो गया है उसके डायरेक्टर, नरेंद्र मैदान जी, प्रोफेसर प्रियम बी सुब्बाराव, हेड सेंटर फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी एंड पैशनेट अबाउट rural development, rural technology initiatives in the center and the IIT system, and Dr. Geetanjali and all other participants of this particular event. तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि IIT दिल्ली अलुमनाई एसोसिएशन, सेंटर फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट एंड उन्नत भारत अभियान मिलके देश में उन्नत भारत अभियान के माध्यम से किस तरह से डेवलपमेंट की दिशा डिफाइन हो, क्योंकि कोविड-19 के बाद में कल्पेन जी ने ठीक कहा कि नाउ इकोनॉमी, नाउ डेवलपमेंट जो पिछले 100 सालों में हुआ उसमें अब डायरेक्शन बदलने वाली है, क्योंकि क्लाइमेट चेंज, रिसोर्स एक्सप्लॉयटेशन और गरीब होता जा रहा है, अमीर होते जा रहे हैं। तो देयर शुड बी एप्रोप्रिएट डायरेक्शन ऑफ डेवलपमेंट विच इज नाउ नीडेड अक्रॉस द ग्लोब। तो उस डायरेक्शन में IIT इज द राइट इंस्टीट्यूशन, IIT system is a right framework which can redefine the development paradigm for next 100 years. कि हमारी अगली दिशाएं पूरे देश के डेवलपमेंट की, टेक्नोलॉजीज की, सिस्टम की, सोसाइटी की क्या होनी चाहिए। तो मैं अभी, क्योंकि समय बहुत कम है, 5 मिनट 6 मिनट में अपनी बात रखनी है, तो एक छोटा सा उन्नत भारत अभियान क्या है इसको समझाने के लिए छोटा सा प्रेजेंटेशन है। मैं 5 मिनट में अपनी बात को शेयर करके खत्म करूंगा। दिख रहा है क्या?
Yes sir, yes.
ठीक है। तो दिस इज ए फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। टैगलाइन है शिक्षित भारत, सक्षम भारत, स्वस्थ भारत, संपन्न भारत और आत्मनिर्भर भारत। और ये IIT दिल्ली ने कंसेप्ट दिया, सेंटर फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी ने 2014 में। भारत सरकार ने इसको राष्ट्रीय कार्यक्रम बनाया। आज ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन, शिक्षा मंत्रालय का एक फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है। और आज जो हम बात कर रहे हैं रीडिफाइनिंग द पैराडाइम ऑफ डेवलपमेंट, तो इसमें एकेडमिक और रिसर्च प्रोग्राम को भी हमको रीडिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, और उस दिशा में उन्नत भारत अभियान काम कर रहा है। गांधी जी ने कहा था कि डेवलपमेंट तो होना चाहिए, मगर वो किस तरह का होना चाहिए। आज़ादी के टाइम उन्होंने डायरेक्शन दी थी, मगर उसके बाद हमने उस चीज़ को फॉलो नहीं किया। और आप देखिए कि उसकी वजह से आज क्या हो गया है कि सारी चीजें गिवन राइज टू सीरियस प्रॉब्लम्स लाइक इंक्रीजिंग इनइक्वालिटी लीडिंग टू क्राइम एंड वायलेंस, क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड रैपिड इकोलॉजिकल डिग्रेडेशन। तो इन सब चीज़ों को ठीक करने की जरूरत आ गई है। और मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि जब हमने ये कंसेप्ट बनाया, मिनिस्ट्री को दिया, उसने राष्ट्रीय कार्यक्रम बनाया, तब आईआईटी दिल्ली अकेला था और अकेले लोगों ने हमने शुरू किया। आज पूरे देश में लगभग 3000 कॉलेजेस में, लगभग 15,000 गाँव में हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। और सारे IITs, NITs, आईसेट, सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूट, एग्रीकल्चर इंस्टीट्यूट, एम्स आर पार्ट ऑफ उन्नत भारत अभियान प्रोग्राम। क्योंकि 7 लाख गाँवों को अगर डेवलप करना है और 45,000 कॉलेजेस हैं, जो 30,000 UGC के पास में, 15,000 AICT के पास में है, तो हर गांव कोई अपने आसपास के 5 गांवों को साथ में लेके काम करे। हमारे स्टूडेंट्स जो 3.5 करोड़ के लगभग हैं, जो हायर एजुकेशन स्टूडेंट, खाली स्किल नहीं आ रही उनमें, खाली किताबी पढ़ते हैं, एग्जाम देते हैं, पास हो जाते हैं, डिग्री मिल जाती है, तो उसमें सारे बदलाव की जरूरत है। तो उसको बदलने के लिए there is a need to orient the academic system to practically understand societal issues and address real life challenges in villages. तो पढ़ाई के साथ साथ, किताबी ज्ञान के साथ साथ प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज, लोगों की बात समझना और ट्रेडिशनल विजडम जो हमारे लोगों में है, जो गांव में हैं, जो खेती करते हैं, चाहे जो कारीगर हैं, जो हमारे काम करने वाले मजदूर लोग हैं, जो उनसे जो ट्रेडिशनल विजडम है उनको आप समझना। तो उसको देख के हमने जो इस उन्नत भारत अभियान की विजन है कि उन्नत भारत अभियान इज इंस्पायर्ड बाय द विजन ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल चेंज इन रूरल डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेसेस by leveraging knowledge institutions to help build the architecture of an inclusive India। कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स, हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, हमारे कॉलेजेस, हमारे नॉलेज इंस्टीट्यूशन जब उनके लिए साथ में काम करेंगे, तो हम एक नए भारत की जो कल्पना कर रहे हैं पूरी दुनिया में, उसको हम कर सकते हैं। हमारे 5 थीमेटिक एरियाज हैं उन्नत भारत अभियान के: सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर सिस्टम, वाटर रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट, रूरल एनर्जी सिस्टम्स, basic communities includes school education, affordable health care, connectivity, infrastructure, road network, and artisan industries and livelihood. So based on all these thematic areas, we are working with the ethos of participatory approach, knowledge sharing and convergence, and objective is to bring a paradigm shift in the education and research programs of higher educational institutions in the country by involving faculty and students of these institutions in addressing real challenges of rural population। हम सब कॉलेजेस को रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि अपने आसपास के 5 गांव लें, अपने स्टूडेंट्स को गांव में भेजें, लोगों से बात करें, चीज़ों को समझें, क्या आवश्यकता है, क्या टेक्नोलॉजी की जरूरत है, उसके हिसाब से डेवलपमेंट हो, उसके हिसाब से रिसर्च करें, उसके हिसाब से काम करें। तो मुझे बताते हुए बड़े हर्ष है, खुशी है कि हम अकेले 2014 में शुरू किए, आज पूरे देश भर में 3000 कॉलेजेस में, आप देखिए इंडिया के मैप में ऐसा कोई कॉर्नर नहीं है, ऐसा कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं जहाँ पे कि उन्नत भारत अभियान काम नहीं कर रहा हो। और हमारे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव नेटवर्क में 45 रीजनल कोऑर्डिनेटिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं जो उन्नत भारत के रीजनल कोऑर्डिनेशन के काम करते हैं हर स्टेट में। अब तो कम से कम छोटा स्टेट में 1 और बड़े स्टेट में 2, 3, 4 तक। अगर यूपी की बात करूं तो यूपी में IIT BHU, IIT कानपुर और सेंट्रल में दयालबाग आगरा, तो अपने अपने रीजन में उसको मोटिवेट करते हैं। और हमारे 13 सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप्स हैं, तो हर सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप को अलग इंस्टीट्यूट को कोऑर्डिनेट करता है। और उस प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफिकेशन हमारे कॉलेज के स्टूडेंट करते हैं, गांव में जाते हैं, फिर वो जो प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं उसको हम सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप्स को भेज देते हैं, वो उसके सॉल्यूशंस ढूंढते हैं और फिर हम उनको इम्प्लीमेंट करवाने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो ये 13 हमारे सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप्स हैं, 5-7 इसमें और बढ़ने वाले हैं, जो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, लाइवलीहुड और डिजिटल एम्पावरमेंट और अफोर्डेबल हेल्थ केयर, ये सब हम इस साल बढ़ाने वाले हैं सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप। और यूजीसी ने अभी 14 जनवरी को ही काम शुरू किया है, 2 क्रेडिट का उन्नत भारत अभियान के लिए कोर्स बनाया है, जो सभी यूजी और पीजी सारे कॉलेजेस में चलेगा, कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट एंड सोशल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। और उसमें किताबें नहीं होंगी, उसमें स्टूडेंट्स पूरे देश भर के, हर कॉलेज के, हर यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट गांव में जाएंगे, लोगों से बात करेंगे, अपने आसपास की सोसाइटी को समझेंगे। और वो प्रैक्टिकल कोर्स होगा 2 क्रेडिट का, और यूजीसी ने उसको मैंडेटरी कर दिया है यूजी पीजी सब स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, पूरे देश भर के यूनिवर्सिटीज कॉलेजेस के लिए। और तो हम सब मिलके अफेक्ट कर रहे हैं। ऑलरेडी उन्नत भारत अभियान ने CSIR के साथ टाई अप किया है, और CSIR ने पिछले जो 80 साल में जितनी भी टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप की है उसमें से रूरल एरियाज की कौन कौन सी रिलीवेंट हैं, लाइवलीहुड कैसे जनरेट हो सकती है, उनकी ट्रेनिंग हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, उस पर हम लोग मिलकर CSIR के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। रंजना जी साथ हैं, उन्होंने अभी टेक्नोलॉजी कंपेंडियम करीब 10 दिन पहले ही लॉन्च किया है, 14 तारीख को उनके विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्री जी ने लॉन्च किया था उनके फाउंडेशन डे पे। और बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस ने उनको एडॉप्ट किया है उन टेक्नोलॉजीज को, और उनको ट्रेनिंग उसमें दी जा रही है, लाइवलीहुड लोगों को मिल रहा है। ट्राइफेड जो ट्राइबल एरियाज में काम करने के लिए हमने ट्राइफेड के साथ किया, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में काम करने के लिए नेक्टार के साथ, फील्ड में काम करने के लिए विज्ञान भारती के साथ किया, और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ड्रिंकिंग वाटर सैनिटेशन, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ MSME और ICR वगैरह सबके साथ उन्नत भारत अभियान ने MOU साइन किया है, और हम उसको आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। कोविड में जब फिजिकली काम नहीं हो तो हमने क्या है कि ऑनलाइन ग्राम आरोग्य श्रृंखला शुरू की। तो हमारे जितने भी रीजनल कोऑर्डिनेट इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं उन्होंने अपने अपने एरिया के जो बेस्ट डॉक्टर था उनका ऑनलाइन कंसल्टेशन लोगों से करवाया। लगभग 18 लैंग्वेजेज में हमारा ये प्रोग्राम हुआ ड्यूरिंग May 21 से लेके जुलाई 21 में तक, और 18 लैंग्वेजेज में लगभग 40,000 लोगों ने उसको पार्टिसिपेट किया। जो हम टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट और कस्टमाइजेशन सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप के साथ काम करते हैं, तो स्टूडेंट्स के प्रोजेक्ट को जो डेवलप करते हैं वो फील्ड में लगा के देखते हैं कि वो कितना इफेक्टिव है, कितना काम कर सकता है। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे करीब 200 के लगभग ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट पूरे देश भर में हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। उसमें से कुछ कुछ सक्सेस स्टोरी, क्यों आज टाइम नहीं है, तो जैसे कि ये महाराष्ट्र का राजाराम नगर में एक कॉलेज है, उनके स्टूडेंट्स ने गांव की ड्रेनेज का डिजाइन किया, वाटर सप्लाई का डिजाइन किया, रोड नेटवर्क का डिजाइन किया, और पिछले 4 साल में पूरे गांव की स्थिति बदल गई। गांव वाले चाहते हैं कि उन्नत भारत के स्टूडेंट्स हमारे लिए तो वरदान साबित हो गए हैं। ऐसे ही ये पंजाब में, ऐसे ही ये गेंडी खाता हरिद्वार में, ऐसे ही ये IIT दिल्ली में हमारे पास एक 7 एकड़ का ग्रामोदय परिसर है, जिसमें कि लगभग हम 125 के लगभग PhD स्कॉलर हैं, और रूरल टेक्नोलॉजीज पे हम मिलकर सब काम कर रहे हैं। मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट के जो इंचार्ज हैं गिरिराज सिंह जी, वो भी आके उसको विजिट कर चुके हैं कि किस तरह गाँव के डेवलपमेंट के लिए IIT हमारा सहयोग कर सकता है हिमाचल प्रदेश में। ऐसे हमारे पास कई सारी सक्सेस स्टोरीज हैं, अभी समय नहीं है दिखाने का। लास्ट में खाली यही कहूंगा कि एजुकेशन isn't only collection of information but something more meaningful, and education should be man making, life giving and character building. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सो मच प्रोफेसर VK विजय। आपने बहुत ही सुंदर सार्थक शब्दों में सर उन्नत भारत अभियान के बारे में हम सभी को अवगत कराया, और मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि आज IIT दिल्ली एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन ने आपके साथ ग्रामोदय 2022 लेके हम आए हैं, और आगे भी चलकर हम आपके साथ जरूर इसमें अभियान में जुड़ के जरूर भारत को उन्नत करेंगे। सर बहुत बहुत आपका धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद। Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to invite Dr. Ranjan Agarwal, Director CSIR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies. She joined as Director of the Institute in 2019. Dr. Ranjan Agarwal previously served as Professor of Chemistry and Director Women's Studies Research Center at Kurukshetra University. She has her BSc, MSc and PhD degrees from Kurukshetra University, and after that, she carried out 2 years postdoctoral research at Cambridge University, UK. After coming back, she joined her alma mater in 1995 as lecturer. And her research contributions have been acknowledged in the form of awards, notably Dr. Vasudev Banerjee Memorial Award 2014, Professor S.S. Katiyar Endowment Award by Indian Science Congress. As an accomplished academician, she has been nominated as member of National Monitoring Committee for Minorities Education. She is also visitor's nominee for Delhi University, Central University of Assam, and Chancellor's nominee for various Haryana state universities. As Director, Women's Studies Research Center, she has been actively involved in capacity building, programs, promotion of gender sensitization and skill development, particularly amongst rural women. So warm welcome, Dr. Ranjan Agarwal ji. I would like to request you for the address.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kaushik, for the warm introduction. Respected Dr. Lalit Pandey, chief guest of today's event, and also keynote speaker. Professor Virendra K. Vijay, National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Mr. Kalpan Shukla, President of Alumni Association of IIT Delhi, Director, Secretary IIT Delhi Alumni Association, Head CRDT IIT Delhi, Professor PM Subbarao, and all the delegates joining us today. I extend a very warm welcome from CSIR NISPER also for the 2 days National Conclave Gramodaya 2022. And the theme of the topic of this 2 days conclave, redefining the paradigm of development, is very apt, particularly in the conditions which are prevailing in the country for the last 2 years, the COVID situation. As Dr. Shukla said, the impact was seen not only in urban or rural, it was global. But he was very right when he said the most adverse affected were the rural people. They lost their livelihood and somehow they do not get what they deserve. Science technology is the channel to deliver the fruits of progress to our rural brothers and sisters who do not have access to these. And in this mission, when organizations like IIT Delhi Alumni Association, IIT Delhi, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and CSIR are coming together, and the small steps which Dr. Shukla mentioned, I think these small steps, when we will be taking together, we will be making much larger impact. CSIR, as we all know, was established much before independence in 1942. Keeping in the mind, our visionary leaders, scientists thought at that time that once India become independent, we are not only looking for political independence, we are also looking for, a self-reliant India, which will be built through science and technology. So CSIR across, 38 laboratories in India, developing technologies for industry, in almost all disciplines of science and technology, be it aeronautical, be it microbiology, be it biotechnology, chemical sciences, physical sciences, ceramics, and you name anything, and the CSIR lab is there. But uniquely placed because this is the only institution which links science technology with the society. We work at the interface. We do science communication part through scientific journals and popular science magazines and programs. But at the same time, we are also involved in the evidence-based policy studies and advocacies to the government and government organizations. So in this regard, our mandate is also to disseminate the technologies of CSIR to the society. And last year, we entered into a tripartite MOU with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and Vigyan Bharati, that how we can disseminate rural technologies which can create livelihood in the village. Very pleased to say, Dr. Vijay also mentioned, we have mapped all the technologies of CSIR. There are more than 500 technologies available, out of which 367 are at TRL level 6 and above. Out of those, we have worked on 82 technologies, and we have mapped them across 24 indicators, parameters, that how can they be disseminated in the village. We made a repository, CSIR technology for rural livelihood, building Atmanirbhar with science and technology. And this repository was highly appreciated by our Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Manya Jitendra Singh ji. And when Dr. Gitanjali Kaushik in the opening remarks told that there are 800 entries for innovative ideas across 5 verticals: rural energy, water resources, water management, environment, and livelihood. So, it's heartening to note that our youth is also connected to rural problems. So, I see a ray of hope when the youth gets connected to these kind of social programs. The change is going to happen, and the change will be a very, very positive change. I will request all the participants and all the idea generators that the CSIR technologies are available on the website. They are open. Even our this repository will be available to them, which have all kind of indicators, what kind of investment is required, local resources, management, everything is there across 24 meters per regions also. So they can look into that repository and do the value additions, do the alterations they want to do, bring the synergy with their ideas and the technologies already available, and bring out beautiful products, beautiful technologies, beautiful processes, which our, rural brothers and sisters can adopt easily, and we can create livelihood for them. I'm very sure that if we all work together and we create an ecosystem in the villages where the basic amenities are there, like energy, like water, like food, like education, like health and livelihood, our villages will be the ideal place to live. Nobody would like to migrate to, urban areas, living in the small flats. So they will be living in the open environment and contributing as equally, rather I will say better than the urban population. With these words, I would like to again thank Dr. Virender K. Vijay and IIT Delhi Alumni Association for taking us on board in this very prestigious program, Gramodaya 2022. Our commitment to Gramodaya is always there, will always be there. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ranjana ji. Very wonderful words that have come from you. And I'm sure that NISTADs will play the role in developing self-reliant India. Thank you so much. We look forward to your contribution. Thank you so much, Ranjana ji. And now I am very pleased to invite the chief guest for today, Padma Shri Dr. Lalit Pandeji, for the keynote address. Dr. Pandey, after graduating in mechanical engineering with a distinction from IIT Delhi in 1970, he headed to the US for graduate study. After completing his master's from MIT, he returned to India as an assistant engineer in the then IPCL Baroda. He eventually returned to the US for a PhD at Purdue University. Along with completing the requirements of a PhD, he made an attempt to answer his own questions about life. He eventually decided to go and live in the mountains and came to Almora in 1984, his ancestral home. For Dr. Lalit Pandeji, this was the beginning of a new chapter, an alternative path. There was no clarity about what exactly this would be. So he set up the Uttarakhand Seva Nidhi Paryavaran Shiksha Sansthan, Almora. This is a public charitable trust founded in 1967 and a registered society. It was set up in 1999 to handle all the environmental activities of the Nidhi. This resulted in developing and introducing an environmental education program in the school curriculum, preschool education in the villages, rural libraries, evening centers, women's groups, and gender issues, practical activities like water and sanitation, plant nurseries, and afforestation programs focused on agriculture and climate change. Dr. Lalit Pandeji, living and working in Almora and the hills of Uttarakhand with a network of community-based organizations and individuals in about 500 villages, led to insights into ideas of development, environmental and social issues, community learning. Simply put, he provided a platform for ordinary people to identify their concerns, develop and implement their own solutions, thereby becoming confident in their own ability. Dr. Lalit Pandeji was awarded Padma Shri by the President of India in 2007 in recognition of the work being done at the grassroots level in the remote part of the country. He's mentor for various NGOs, and in recognition of his distinguished contribution, he also received the IIT Delhi Distinguished Alumni Award in 2014. So with these words, very warm welcome, Padma Shri Dr. Lalit Pandeji. Sir, we are very, very honored to have your presence with us today. And I would now request you to kindly address the gathering today for Gramodaya 2020. Lalitji, please unmute yourself, sir. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Thank you very much for your kind invitation to everyone at the IIT Delhi Alumni Association and others associated with this. I suppose I'm talking to an audience mostly of distinguished faculty at the IITs, students, alumni, and other research institutions like the CSIR. And what we are trying to do is how we can change society areas. Therefore, we are talking about a transformation in people perhaps who are exposure to IIT or other colleges. So I think what I've learned is the first thing is that we who are trying to, before we can change others. And what I mean is that if you have been elite class of people, socially, culturally, intellectually, financially, in every way, very positions, so that you have gone through this and you have reached a certain status in society, you have exited from one's, maybe now when we are talking about trying to change the life of others, we must first have a transformation with people who are less fortunate and not with the idea that I am going to do something for them. Because once you are putting yourself in a different position and trying to do something for someone else, it is very different than trying to do something with people. So therefore, all research and all development of technologies must be done with the people. And in that, I think that development of technologies in laboratories or prototypes. The question that needs to be asked is, how many of these technologies are actually being used by people on their own? Because if it is a based idea, it will be successful as long or as long. Yes, I realize that there is a problem with bandwidth, and that is one of the issues in all these areas. For example, just this bandwidth issue. You are used to very high speed, uninterrupted broadband. We are not. And this is still a district headquarter town, even much worse. And then recently I met someone who was trying to work with a high speed Delhi. And he asked me whether we got into a discussion. I said, can you, how will it be used and Wi-Fi in IT campus? Because all the students are very smart and they can make best use of it. But if you give it to us here, what will people use it for? Watching more TV and watching more movies or entertainment. So what is the objective of this technology, and it must work with people. And secondly, I put it this way: there is a difference between academic excellence and social relevance. I wish the two things coincided, then that would be very would not be a problem. But in India, these relevant is not academically excellent, and what may be academically very good is not really socially relevant. So you have to do some thinking about this, that if we are doing socially relevant work, am I satisfied with that? Or do I want to, is my objective to write some more papers, or to get my promotion in my whatever system I am in? Or am I working with the people whom I wish to serve? And maybe the question is that, is respect and love more important than power and money? I wish again these things all came together, but they don't. They come in different packages. And therefore, what I would really like is that we've been developing rural technologies. Are they really being used? And I wish someone like the CSIR or the IIT would make a list of the so many technologies which have been developed in the past, and how many of them are actually being used by ordinary people in the village who are buying those technologies with their own money, not project-based where you are distributing goodies. That anything will work, because if it is being pushed by money or power, but being used on their own. For example, smartphones. Nobody is pushing smartphones, yet everybody is using it. They are somehow collecting money to buy it and then to use it and to learn how to use it. The next question that comes to my mind is, when you're developing a rural technology, replacing some current process or technology in the village, or if it is replacing something, then whom is it helping? I'll give you one small example that I saw from my own area. Since this is and there was one person who used to write the news. So somebody came along and said that, oh, this is very backward, and this thing, we must put a trolley system there and all. And a trolley, but a low cost system. Very good. So what happened? The person who was, somebody was put as a, to run the ropeway during the project. When the project finished, his job was over. Nobody maintained the system. And in a very short while, the system had collapsed, the ropeway had broken, the paths had finished, nothing left. Or secondly, are we trying to introduce a new idea or a new technology? Then one has to ask the question, what social effect? I'll take an example from energy. You see, this area is in the hills, and so there are possibilities of micro and all. And now, so many places they have installed micro and mini hydel projects. But along with it, the main grid for a few years, that nearly the micro hydel project started. As soon as the grid came, nobody had any interest in the micro hydel, because tapping energy from, I'm a consumer at home, all I need is a switch. I don't have to worry about the maintenance and all that, that is taken care of by the electricity board or whoever job the transmission. And therefore, for a consumer, it is simpler to hang on to the grid. And therefore, all that work on micro and mini hydels is just going wasted in a very short period of time. Initially, yes, it was. So therefore, one has to also think, what is the in my project as such? Then yes, I can show that this project has been very successful and I move on to something else. But it hasn't changed the life of the people there. Somebody first comes and does one project, somebody comes and does another project. So they keep on improving. We are where we are. So that question should not arise when academicians or highly skilled professionals jump into rural villages. Very cheap goods, but they want the best. What they see in the TV and all, you see, awareness is there. I'll give you an, I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you. There is some problem.
Professor Pandey,
we need woolen goods.
Sir, may I request you, if you switch off your video, your voice will be clearer.
Yes.
If it is agreeable, sir, you may switch off your video. Your voice quality will improve.
Okay.
This is better, sir. Thanks.
Yes, is it better now?
Yes,
please.
That's a good idea. So I'll give you an example from here about woolens. It's cold. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Please continue. Lalit,
Okay.
please
Yeah,
continue.
Sir, it is good.
Now,
Sir, please continue. Your voice is clear. Good.
If we want cheap woolens, okay, good. So if you need cheap woolens, which everyone needs, then that can be available only through mass shawls and sweaters at a very low cost, and the market is full of them. Now, somebody comes along and says that, look, you are traditionally, you people used to knit and woolen, so you should produce hand knitted, and there is no local market for it. So therefore, then you say that, no, we will produce these fancy handmade sweaters and all, ready to pay much higher prices than locally. And then they also feel, oh, who has made this product, a very patronizing way of looking at it. But it doesn't help, because the benefit of this really goes to the people who are the designers and the marketing people. Because to take a good from the village to sell it in Delhi, a village woman cannot do it. So what we are doing is that the village woman just becomes a very low paid, and our name, we are saying that we are selling these goods in Delhi, Bombay, and elsewhere. So this idea of income generation and livelihoods for the rural poor, one has to ask what else? And if it is marginal, how does it? Yes, it's better than if I had no cash income and you give me 100 rupees. That's infinity. But that is not really so. Nowadays, 100 rupees cash is not very meaningful. So you have to also see that what is the economics of income generating or livelihood programs targeted at women only, because this is increasing the burden, all her other activities. For example, her agricultural activities, her household activities, cooking, looking after the children, looking after the elderly in the house, all sorts of work. And on top of it, you tell her to do some income generating activities in which she earns a pittance. So you're burdening the women much more than is desirable. Is it benefiting and who is being really being used in this? And when we go into these questions, then the idea of a new technology takes a very different form. And finally, I think what I would just quickly finish is, since most of you are academic people, engineers, I like to use the word resilience. When we did mechanical, applied mechanics or mechanical thing, resilience was the ability of a material to come back to its original position after a disturbance. And even in our development work, we continually think that we have to return to our original position after a disturbance. But I would like to float this new idea, which is also there in the literature. It's not my own, but it has been put very well in this, so I like to use it. Return to our original position, but try to find an equilibrium at a new stage, at an unknown stage. See, because there has been a disturbance. So earlier life has been go back, or you say, let me think of a new stage of equilibrium. But that new stage of equilibrium, for that, going back to what was known is easier because we knew what it was. And therefore you say, let's go back to what the situation is 2 years before. But I think we need to get out of this. And instead of saying going back, you must think of going forward. And that is where your intelligence or your ability comes out to level of it. And if we can define or show a new levels of equilibrium, both in technology or the use of sensitive to social issues, whilst we are finding technological solutions to new stages of equilibrium. I think that is about time, and I should stop here. Thank you very much, and I hope that you have got some ideas. I've been speaking mostly from my own experiences, and thank you very much for listening patiently. I hope the system was okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lalit ji, for your wonderful words. And you have raised very, very relevant questions for all of us: academic excellence versus social relevance, then economics of the livelihoods program, then whom it's benefiting, the role of women. So thank you so much. And I'm sure your presence will strengthen this initiative a lot. Thank you so much once again. So with these words, I would request Secretary IIT Delhi Alumni Association, Mr. Rakesh Bansal, to kindly present the vote of thanks. Rakesh ji.
Thank you, Dr. Gitanjali, for introducing me and for handing over the station. I'd like to thank everybody, all the esteemed panelists, distinguished speakers on this today, for giving such wonderful insights into the theme of the program. Professor V.K. Vijay, he has been the inspiration behind the entire project, and he has been motivating us to do for the each one uplift one program also, and for which we have joined hands with the RDT. Dr. Ranjan Agarwal, thank you very much for offering to be always to be of help to the IIT Delhi Alumni Association and the student community and the research community for all your help. Dr. Lalit Pandey, Padma Shri ji, for your wonderful keynote express. It was very, very elaborate, very, very comprehensive, and an eye opener. And I thank all the participants here today who have been part of the event today, and look forward to a wonderful session, 2-day session going forward. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Rakesh ji. So once again, I thank Professor V.K. Vijay from CRDT, Coordinator Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, President IIT Delhi Alumni Association, Kalpin ji, Secretary IITDA, Rakesh ji, EC members, Narinder ji, Professor Shruti Agarwal, Dr. Verma, Namrita, Dr. S.S. Rawat, Dr. Anil Kumar from GTU, and sincere thanks to the chief guest for today, Dr. Lalit Pandeji. And now I would request everyone to join us for the individual sessions. Today we are having 3 sessions. The first session on rural energy starts at 12. So I would request everyone to join us for the sessions. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.